Hey folks, George Shevchik here, SalvationGate.org. I posted this on our website and I wanted to read it to you. It's an article that short little article that I think is an important topic that this country needs to think about. It has to do with hate speech and hate crimes. Should it be illegal to hate? In the last 20 years, in the USA, there has emerged a political correct concept that hate speech needs to be controlled and crimes that are committed with a racial or religious hatred should be punished more severely. To the best of my knowledge, historically in the USA, hate in a crime was only investigated from the standpoint of establishing a motive and thereby aiding in the prosecution and in getting a conviction. The state of one's thoughts were taken into consideration only to the extent of determining criminal intent. If a person had criminal intent, the law in the past was not concerned if your motive was hate, jealousy, or greed, or whatever. The exception to this was some leniency in a situation of extreme psychological duress, such as a reaction to an attack on a loved one in a moment, even without clear defense of the loved one. This was called crime of passion. Today, we have crossed the line into a George Orwellian territory, where the governing and judicial authorities have granted themselves the right to control and punish people through their speech. This mind control of the authorities is much more dangerous than any social injustices that they imagine that they are keeping under control. Exactly the opposite is what will result. Any group that cannot be criticized or even openly hated will over time become more corrupt, and negative feelings will grow against it like the pressure buildup in a pressure cooker. Eventually there is an explosion and an upheaval that could have been avoided by letting people vent and by holding them accountable for their actions against one another without trying to control thought or hate with additional punishments. To be able to love or hate is part of being free. It is when we take actions against human rights of our fellow citizens because of our negative emotions that we should be punished, even executed, but just for the actions, not for the thoughts, but only for the action. Let's keep government out of our heads. Voltaire is famous for having once said, "To learn who rules over you, simply find out who you are not allowed to criticize." In the current evil process of punishing thought, if the current process of punishing thought is not eliminated, then the rulers of our society will be above criticism, and that is a formula for tyranny. In a free society, accusations are evaluated in the free market of ideas, and they have no merit, they will die a natural death. This is in line with libertarianism and populism and conservatism, with all three political schools of thought recognizing the desirability of limited government. This article is also posted on SalvationGate.org, our blog, if you want to read it and digest it a little further. I think these concepts are accurate. Your feedback is welcome. Thank you. Take care.